Since this is a SAG Foundation, how did you get your SAG card?
I got my SAG card in a movie called The Doors, which was an Oliver Stone movie, which is a story in itself. The Doors, when Oliver Stone was casting The Doors, everybody was very excited. Everybody wanted to be in this movie. And he took advantage of that situation by there were only 2 different characters that you could read for, even though obviously only 2 people were going to get those parts, and there were many other more roles in the film. But the 2 characters you could read for were either Jim Morrison's girlfriend or the witch woman that he. And the only scenes that he gave you to read were fuck scenes. So, yeah, sex scenes. But really, once you hear the description, you'll understand why I call it fuck scenes. In one scene, the girlfriend of Jim Morrison, the actual scene is Jim Morrison, they're talking, and then he tells her, then he tells her, go into the corner, bend over, spread your ass cheeks, and tell me your cunt is mine. And so she does. And that's the scene. Did you have a line? I don't remember the dialogue other than the action. So anyway, I got this scene at these sides. I was like, what am I going to do? I really want to be in this movie, but what am I going to do? And meanwhile, what was happening was they were videotaping these auditions, and girls were so desperate to be in this film that there were women showing up with no underwear on, and they were doing the scene. And these videotapes were going around town. I didn't know that till afterwards. But so I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I just know I'm going to go to this meeting and I'm going to figure it out when I get there. And so I walk in, when it's my turn, I walk into the door and they say, and he looks at me and he goes, you know what? I want you to read another character. And I was like, he hands me the size of 3 other scenes. In one scene, I'm having sex in a bathroom stall. In another scene, I'm having sex on a couch. And in the 3rd scene, I'm having sex with Jim Morrison, and he reaches inside me and he pulls out my diaphragm and he says, you won't be needing this. With lines like, fuck me, you rock god, fuck me. And he gave us a reader, this very sweet guy, very kind of friendly guy. And so I said to the guy, what do we do? Like, how do we get through this? And he's like, listen, let's just pretend you already have the job and this is rehearsal, which I thought was fantastic advice. I was like, you know what? I can go with that. So he and I, we go in the room, Oliver's sitting behind this desk, me and this poor guy, who I don't think is interested in women. I'm rolling around the floor. I'm losing pages. I'm like, oh, fuck me, you rock god. And then he's doing the diaphragm thing, and by the end of this first scene, Oliver is literally like leaning over his desk because we rolled under the. And so he says, wow, that was great, thank you so much. And I said, you don't want to see the other scenes? He goes, no, that was really great. I said, okay, so you only need to see me fuck on the floor, you don't need to see me. And he said, will this be your first film? And I said, yes. After I got the job. And I only had one line. I kept getting written out because he was writing it. He would change scenes, and then I would lose my parts, and my part changed like 5 times, and then finally he put me in a scene like playing the makeup artist for The Doors and backstage of the Ed Sullivan Show, and in order to get my SAG card, I had to say a line. So he said, say a line, just make one up. So I made one up. And then as soon as I made it up, I was like, why did I give myself such a short line? I just made my line longer. And so finally, he literally screamed at me from across the room on a megaphone, like, Lisa, you're stopping the fucking scene. Seriously, I was like, are you kidding? No. What do you think? What do you think? Whatever I could do to extend the moment.